Hey, look, it's Spidermaf. Hey, guys. Yeah, so a while back, Spidermaf sent me this mold. It's made of silicone. And I'm like, man, what kind of trouble can I get into with this? Let's go hit the dollar store and find out. So the first thing I picked up was this lightweight spackle. First thing that struck me when I started messing with it was how dry and crumbly it was, and immediately I was like, oh, this isn't going to work. But, I bought it. I'm going to try it anyway. See how it goes. I have no imagination, so I figured I needed to apply this stuff the same way I would apply it to a wall. Like, that makes any sense. That wasn't working very well, so I started poking at it, and once I did, it kind of got rid of all the air bubbles and consolidated a bit and became almost kind of moist, so I got a little bit more encouraged there. Figured the best way to scrape this off was using a old piece of dried American cheese. That seemed to work pretty good. I got my spackle all over Spidermaf's face. That's not polite. So I let that dry for, 4 days, and took it over to workstation number 2. I wish I could use this area more. It gets way better light, obviously, but I have to stand to work in this area, so I was just doing this real quick before going to work. When I picked it up, it weighed nothing, and I thought, oh man, these guys are just going to fall apart, so I was kind of just trying to break it off the mold as much as I could. Not having worked with silicone much, except for baking, I really didn't know nothing was going to stick to this, and I really didn't need to worry about it. It came right out. I was being way too careful, and look at that texture. It's pretty cool. I figure once I paint it, the paint's going to kind of fall into those holes and give it some different, would that be colored gradients? I don't know. Anyway, the little robot came out good. The little spaceship came out okay. The next thing I picked up from the dollar store was this caulk. And I'm going to be real careful to say caulk and not some other lazier way. Then I'm going to make real sure to block the shot. So yeah, this stuff was way thick, and it didn't just kind of spread inside the mold, so I'm just sitting here poking at it and trying to push it down into the mold as best I can. I wish I would have spent some time and scraped that all off with my American cheese, but I don't know, for some reason it just didn't occur to me. I thought I'll just let it dry here and cut it all off. So yeah, you'll see down the road a bit. That was like 45 minutes of work, but yeah, so I let that thing cook for, 3 or 4 days, I guess, and I'm back here at workstation number 1, and I'm just kind of pointing out that it was kind of bent. But I was real careful to pull this out. Again, probably could have just tore it right out of there immediately, but I don't know. So here we go. Yeah, so it looked really good right away. It did feel a smidge tacky, so I set that aside and let it dry for like 3 or 4 more days before I messed with it, and then refilled the mold with the spackle just to make another one of these guys, and they came out pretty much the same. Looks like I overfilled it a bit. So the caulk definitely benefited from 3 or 4 more days of drying. It was pretty solid to the touch. And then, yeah, now here I am just cut. Luckily, it was all straight lines, so it was pretty straightforward. It just took forever. There's so many little angles. But putting in the work definitely paid off. I mean, once I was done, it was pretty cool. And check it out, it's kind of flexible. And strong, too. Like, I bent that dude's arm back and forth, his leg back and forth a bunch of times. It didn't crack, didn't break, didn't complain. So I was pretty happy about that. Here I'm just cleaning up that second spackle pour. Pour. I don't think it was a pour. More of a push. So yeah, those came out pretty good. Spaceship, once it cleaned up, pretty cool looking. And speaking of being cool looking, you'd look pretty cool right now if you subscribe to Craft Redux and kind of hit the like button. Poke. Thumbs up, like. Thanks, I appreciate you taking some time and do that. Helps the channel, helps me grow, keeps me motivated. So yeah, let's go with some paint here. So I'm going to paint the 2 spackle ones and the caulk. Starting with the spackle, I figured just kind of a wash Probably should have wet this down a little bit more, but I figured it would kind of just coat it and fill the holes. And you can see that's pretty much what it's doing. What I didn't realize is, I mean, I might as well have submerged this thing in water for how strong it was after that. I don't think I show any in the video, but yeah, during the painting process, I broke the green guy's leg. I broke this red guy's leg. And, you know, it was wet, so it's not like I could glue it back on. So I just, you know, dried it like that. And I'm like, oh, I'll just go back and glue on those parts. Not parts, but glue them back on. But I don't know, I lost both those legs. So here I am working on the caulk. Of course, the paint didn't stick to that at all. I really should have primered it, but what the hell. Stuck it on a skewer so I'd have something to hold on to. And then I thought I'd try my hand at graffiti. Wah, wah, wah. So I had stuck them on the skewer to dry, and now you can see the legs are gone, and you can see right here I break the arm off. I think getting it all wet like that broke down whatever little structural integrity it may have had. Structural integrity, man, who talks like this? I should be doing these voiceovers in my native Japanese. Whatever, let's see how these come out. Since it was dry, I went ahead and glued the arm back on, just so it's there, the poor little dude. And, you know, I mean, for a coat of wash, these guys came out pretty good. You know, what am I going to do? They're so small and brittle. It's not like I'm going to do a whole big paint job. And yeah, look at this. We're at the glamour shots. So obviously I did a lot more than Mr. Blue, Mr. Red, and Mr. Green there. In the next video, I actually got my hands on some resin and did some pouring. I used that mold and some other ones I had. So I really appreciate it if you subscribe and check that one out. Thank you so much for watching. See ya!